Hello, welcome over to what looks to me, ladies and gentlemen, very suspiciously like an Xbox logo, because this week, in fact, the 15th, which is Thursday, I believe. Where are we? 13th today. So this week, a very controversial podcast featuring all the top brass at Xbox is taking place. It's kind of in response to a leak. Somebody which I think, to be fair, my personal opinion, only this, is that whoever leaked this, they should hunt them down and lynch them. Because what have they done? The rumour goes that they leaked it because they wanted to push this out into the public discourse and, embarrass Microsoft into changing its policy. What they've actually done is probably damaged the brand quite considerably and achieved nothing. So I personally, I'm all for whistleblowers when something's bad going on in an organization. But in this case, I think it's a personal thing. And I don't think it was very clever. And in any case, we'd have all found out about it in due course. What are you talking about, Rokk? I hear you say. Well, so here's the thing. Microsoft apparently are planning, also, the rumours go, we don't know officially because we've not been told, and we're going to have this in the business podcast coming Thursday. They're going to be pushing some of their exclusives out to other platforms, as it says here. Nintendo potentially, PS5 potentially. Now, of course, the Xbox audience, those that are exclusively Xbox, are not very happy about this. Very protective of their intellectual property. Of course, we're seeing it now all over the place. PlayStation are pushing games out to PC, so are Xbox. The key thing is this. They're still coming to Game Pass first, guys. Hi-Fi Rush is, as you can see here, one of the games that is being discussed as being pushed out. But it's been out for a little while now. It's not like it's a day and date. None of these are day and date. But Microsoft has to get its return. And there are some rumors that Game Pass hasn't been as successful as they'd like it to be. Of course, the much held belief is that over the coming years, all of the hardware boys are going to be moving more towards their IP, towards their franchises, their games, their copyrighted material, because that's the publishing's where the money is. They're selling the hardware was only ever to lock you in. So, to see that breaking down, I think it makes a heap of commercial sense. And we all know that ultimately it's going to go streaming. We've been saying it on this channel for 4 years, and we've been ridiculed. We've been pilloried, but it's going to happen. Mind my words. We're going to see it happen. So personally, my belief is it's all about keeping Xbox alive. There are people saying, this is going to be the end of Xbox. It'll be the end of Xbox if it can't make a profit. I can promise you that much. I don't think it's a big problem. And I'm talking from the perspective of somebody who has Game Pass Ultimate, has an Xbox Series X, as well as a PS5 and a PC, and a Switch, and all those things. I'm not married to a specific platform, but I do understand the idea of trying to make a few quid. Cloud Validation says, here's my tuppence. In the UK, we'd say tuppence, Cloud Validation. We would say 2 cents on your side of the pond. They can put every single exclusive in every single game on as many platforms as possible, as long as it comes to Game Pass first, day in, day and date. And it keeps them from rising or raising the price. Absolutely agree, my friend. That is absolutely my honest opinion as well. The games that are being touted as going to other platforms have already been out for a while. They came to Game Pass first. We all had a chance and have had a chance to play them for several months. Now, of course, Sony have so far been a slightly longer tail before they release them to other platforms. But I think we're going to see that reducing as well. I think what the lesson is from what Sony have been doing, a very, very risk-averse outfit, and indeed what we've seen recently as well with Xbox, with its cloud pushing to Game Pass PC, ultimately then onto GeForce Now, etc., Steam, is that it just makes more money for them. It just makes pure commercial sense. There's no sense in not doing it. Sanchez says, Phoenix, what game would you like from PS and Nintendo? I don't know what Sanchez was saying. Let me go back up a little bit and find out. Adam's in the house. How are you, Rouster? Good to see you, my friend. Just got out of a meeting. Hope I didn't miss too much of the return of Rokk Show. No, we've just been warming up, my friend. We've been waiting for you. We've just been waiting for you. Too early to give everything to PS and Nintendo and get no game in return. Well, as I've said, months, none of this is going to go day in, day out to these other properties. And don't forget, if you're paying for Game Pass Ultimate, you're getting for a few shekels a month all of these games brand new, day and date, considerably quicker than if you own a PlayStation or a Nintendo or whatever other platform they turn up on. And it is about the money ultimately. I think we have to get out of the thought that stuff that's made on one platform is only ever going to be found on that platform. The days of Halo, they're going to be gone from now on in. And you can see this anyway. If you look at all of the games that are coming up for Xbox, most of them, I think, are going to end up elsewhere as well, ultimately. But there will be a good time delay. So you do get that advantage. It's a bit like today's Skull and Bones, we're going to cover this in a second, launched on Amazon Luna. And I think you could download it as well if you have a Ubisoft Plus account. But it doesn't go public until Friday, the 16th. So, of course, if you are a subscriber, you've got a couple of days extra grace. Not a great deal of time. But that's the premium you pay for having that part of the subscription. I think it's going to be the same as well. So personally, I think this has been given way too much news time. I think it's fairly obvious that Xbox would have to go this way. And if they keep all the games to themselves, if they keep just think of all the money they've had to pay for Activision Blizzard. All of the things they've had to do to bend over and fold in half and give that license to them and this license to those and stuff. They've got to recoup that investment. That's a huge undertaking. And under the Activision Blizzard banner, of course, are games like Call of Duty that are already locked into appearing on all these other platforms. The purchase of Activision Blizzard did not in any way, shape or form intend for them to be exclusives on Xbox. But they don't mind because they'll still be making money. That's what it's all about. And the longer they're in business because they're making profits, the better we all do as fans of Xbox. It's simple stuff. It really is. I do love the take that our very good friends at Cloud Dosage have given it, which is not directly related, but in a sense it is. That the future of gaming, as Jack to Slip has written a beautiful article here, the future of gaming is not a box, says Jack. Both Microsoft and Sony get this, big exclamation marks here. Fanboys haven't gotten the message. And to be fair, gaming is a conservative with a small c environment. We all like, if you think about it, gaming is quite an emotional thing. Apart from the games themselves, how many of us love those retro games, the memories of playing Mario Kart with our family or our friends, or Destiny over the years with our team of friends. The memories are locked up in these games, aren't they? And these platforms. So it's like emotionally, we feel really tied to our Xbox or our PlayStation or our Nintendo Switch or our PC or our GeForce Now or our Stadia. Is it too late? Probably is. Ninja, how are you, my friend? Rebellica, beautiful to see you as well. Thank you so much. I'm seeing some fantastic folk popping in, and I'm really sorry that I'm not being particularly friendly to you, but you are seeing yourselves popping up in the chat, so hopefully that's all good. So, that's kind of how I see it. Rockmouth says, yeah, it's like Betamax versus VHS. Yeah, it really is, And do you remember you had the whole Laserdisc thing as well? And there were games wrapped up in Laserdisc, weren't there? Which, ironically, you can play on other platforms now, even though they were exclusive originally to Laserdisc. And we have to move on. And I think it's important that as much as our memories are wrapped up in this hardware, in time playing consoles and so on, ultimately it is about the games, isn't it? It's the gaming experience that's the key thing. And the fact that for the first time in recent years, for the first time in gaming history, if your best friend down the road is a PlayStation owner and you're an Xbox owner, you can play together. He doesn't have to buy a PlayStation and she doesn't have to buy an Xbox. You can finally play together. And it has to be about